Hello and welcome to this Bioprocess International Ask the Expert webcast. I'm your host, Leah Rosen, the online editor for Bioprocess International. Before we get started, just a couple of notes. This webcast is being recorded and will be made available for replay in the multimedia section of our website. We have muted the audio lines, but we welcome you to type in your questions for our speaker in the chat window on your screen. And after our presentation, we will begin the question and answer portion, and I will ask our speakers your questions from the chat window. Your questions in the chat window will only be visible to myself and our speaker. With that, thank you for joining us today. It's now my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Christine Gebski from Repligen.
Hello, thank you for taking the time to join us on this webcast to learn about XCell ATF2 and ATF6 single-use products that have been recently introduced into the marketplace. Today I'm going to walk you through demonstrating how these two products have the same cell culture performance as our stainless steel XCell ATF offerings, now with single-use implementation convenience. We'll look quickly at the device features and benefits and product configurations. I'll walk you through the validation activities that were executed to ensure product robustness. And lastly, we'll look at the performance of the ATF2 and ATF6 single-use devices in cell culture. So two product configurations have been launched, the XCell ATF2 system shown here on the left and the XCell ATF6 system shown here on the right. We're providing both of those devices with two filter options, either a 0.2 micron PES or a 0.2 micron PS hollow fiber membrane. Each device is fitted with convenient aseptic connectors that allow for convenient aseptic connection to your bioreactor, either stainless steel or single use. Importantly, the devices were designed with the same pump and diaphragm configurations as we use in our stainless steel devices. So ultimately that drives the performance as compared to the stainless steel device. The single-use devices are supplied double-bagged and gamma sterilized, again adding to the single-use convenience. They're operated as shown here with our existing control system, so the C24 controller for lab scale and the C410 controller for process scale. And compared to our stainless steel devices, they're lightweight and stable. So ultimately, the XCell ATF technology, now at the 2 and 6 scales for lab use and process use, are available with single-use convenience, which ultimately reduces and ultimately eliminates the lengthy setup and autoclave requirements that are associated with our stainless steel devices. This ultimately reduces the utility requirements and the resource requirements in your facilities for bringing this technology online, ultimately driving an 80% reduction in implementation time. As I've walked you through, because the filters are the same and the pump and diaphragm configurations are identical to stainless steel, we have the same high performance capability, 100% cell retention that enables perfusion cell culture, high density cell banking, N-1, and harvest clarification applications. The scalability between ATF2 and ATF6 allows you to scale from lab scale to production scale. It would design the configuration with a tubing set, which I'll walk you through, that allows for sterile connectivity, pre-use wetting, and pre-use integrity testing. The materials of construction are common biocompatible materials that are noted here. Specifically, polycarbonate is the major material in the housing and the diaphragm. The diaphragm is silicone. As I've noted, it's the same diaphragm utilized for the stainless steel systems that are in place today. The materials of construction, the filter have not changed, and we're using PVDF and cyanoacrylate in the construction of the device. So very common biocompatible materials. Importantly, the configurations for both the XCell ATF2 device and the ATF6 device were designed to mimic the configurations of the stainless steel devices. So you can see that many of the product features are identical, with the one change being the permeate holdup volume, so the volume outside of the hollow fibers being larger for single use versus stainless steel by about half a liter. But through our beta testing and the performance testing that's been done in the field, this has no impact to the ATF technology as a cell retention device. So essentially all of the critical device configurations were designed to allow for stainless steel and single use to be identical. Okay, I mentioned that the device also utilizes a tubing set, a 6-piece or 6-component tubing set that was designed to allow for proper connectivity and proper ATF function with the ATF6 device. So this 6-component tubing set is a separate part. It allows for the right A to B length to be achieved, which drives proper ATF function. It allows for permeate collection either from the top or the bottom, and it allows for the device to be emptied. In addition, the device is supplied dry, so we recommend, to ensure robust filter performance, we recommend that the filter is wetted prior to use. So this configuration allows for pre-use wetting and ultimately pre-use filter integrity testing if you would like to implement that in your facility prior to utilizing the ATF device. All of this connectivity and the connectivity to your bioreactor can be done in a sterile manner, allowing for long-term ATF operation. The tubing configuration is fitted with GE ready-made DACs, and again it allows for simple connectivity of the device and ultimately simple connectivity to the reactor. And how this is implemented is supported with a user guide, a video that's on our website, and through our applications support function. So the tubing set is critical to proper connectivity, proper ATF function, and pre-use wetting and pre-use integrity testing. Okay, transitioning to the validation activities that were executed to ensure that each single-use device is integral and robust and meets the quality standards that are required. We've done a host of product development validation testing. I won't spend too much time on this, but here you can see the tests that were executed. Importantly, we're proving that each device manufactured at both the 2-scale and the 6-scale has integrity to 25 psi, pressures that are well above the operating pressures of a ATF device. All of this testing was executed with post-gamma irradiated units and demonstrates that the devices have both mechanical and functional robustness. Importantly, we have demonstrated that the diaphragm can be operated to 2 million cycles, which again indicates long capability in terms of having a device on a bioreactor for tens of days. Okay, in addition, we have a host of validation work that is supporting what will be a regulatory support file that will be available for this product by the end of this year. We've done leachable extractable work against current BPOG conditions on all wetted parts. We've done shipping validation to demonstrate that we can ship devices globally and the device maintaining functionality and integrity. We've done sterility assurance level testing to demonstrate the capability of the gamma irradiation processes. We have accelerated a real-time shelf life stability in progress, which will help us set expiration dating for the product, and we're testing the max gamma stability to ensure that the high-level irradiation has no impact to the physical and mechanical performance of the devices. So ultimately, the ATF2 and ATF6 devices will have a full regulatory support file to support implementation in CGMP areas. So importantly, looking at the performance of the devices, many devices have been utilized for long-term cell culture at this point. Here we're looking at ATF2 single-use device performance compared to ATF2 stainless steel over about a 20-day cell culture perfusion run, looking at viable cell density and percent viability. And you can see that the ATF2 stainless steel system and the ATF2 single-use systems have virtually overlayable performance. Same type of data set, again with single stainless steel ATF6 and single-use ATF6, comparing viable cell density and percent viability. You can see over a 20-day cell culture run, you can see similar growth profiles were observed, and we demonstrated connectivity, wetting, and pre-use integrity procedures. Okay, I'm going to skip one piece of comparative data and move to the time and resource modeling that we've done to demonstrate savings in setup and decommissioning time. We have a model that compares the labor and resources and time required for a stainless steel setup versus single-use setup, and have demonstrated over 80% savings in setup and decommissioning time and over 7-fold savings in labor hours if a single-use device is utilized versus a stainless steel XL ATF device. So in closing, we've shown that the XL ATF2 and ATF6 single-use devices deliver the same cell culture performance as the stainless steel devices, now with single-use convenience and up to 80% faster implementation time. So quick introduction to our single-use XL ATF product line. Thank you for your time. I do invite you to our website to learn about these products in more detail, and at this time I'm happy to answer any questions.
So just to clarify, you don't offer a disposable option for the ATF4?
So we have currently launched the ATF2 and ATF6 scale devices. Single-use ATF10 and single-use ATF4 are still under development.
Okay. And what is the cost for the XL ATF single-use system?
Yep, so we're happy to take those questions offline. We also have a cost of ownership model that indicates that we can walk customers through that demonstrates the comparison of implementing stainless steel as compared to single use.
And can the XL ATF single-use system be used in the same applications as the XL ATF stainless steel system?
Oh, absolutely, because there's been no change to the hollow fiber membranes utilized and to the ATF pump design. The single-use units offer the same performance as the stainless steel units, so they can be used in cell retention applications such as high-density cell banking, N-1 seed train optimization, perfusion cell culture, and harvest clarification typically associated with fed batch culture.
And the ATF6 is sized for 200 liters. Will you be introducing a system for 1,000 and 2,000 liter single-use bioreactors?
Correct, yes. So today we offer stainless steel XL ATF 10, and we are in the process of developing the single-use version of ATF 10, which would be applicable to
And is the entire unit disposed of, including the lowest stainless pump section for the single use?
Okay, so just to clarify, the reusable portion of the system is the stainless steel stand, which you can see pictured here. There is no stainless steel pump component. The pump has been, as I showed in the materials of construction, is also polycarbonate. So the pump hemisphere is polycarbonate, the diaphragm is silicone. So the entire device is considered single use and would be disposed of post-processing.
Okay. And you mentioned the ATF-10. Are you planning to develop something larger than that for single use or stainless steel?
So at this time, that's not part of our short-term strategy. We are considering how to expand the ATF size range as part of our longer-term strategy.
Okay.
From a use standpoint, if you find that you need more capacity than one ATF can deliver based on the size of your cell culture or your given application, there are applications where more than one device would be used per batch. And we're happy to those types of scale-up questions through our commercial and applications team.
Okay, well, thank you, Christine, and thanks to our audience for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
The recorded version of this webcast will be available for on-demand viewing on our website, and as a registered attendee, you'll receive a follow-up email providing you with a direct link. We look forward to having you join us at future Bioprocess International Ask the Expert webcast. We have a full lineup covering many aspects of bioprocessing scheduled for the duration of the year. Look for those announcements in your inbox.